Hi, this is Miss Mason. Today I'm going to show you an example of how to add fractions with unlike or different denominators. So just as a reminder, don't forget what the parts of the fraction are. The top number, or the number to the left of the fraction line, is called the numerator. And the number below or to the right of the fraction line is called the denominator. In this example, we have the fraction 1/4. The 1 is in the numerator and the 4 is in the denominator. We're going to add that to the fraction 1/2. Again, the 1 is in the numerator, and this time there's a 2 in the denominator. In order to get started with adding fractions that have unlike denominators, we need to find the least common multiple of the denominators, of the two different digits in the denominator. The least common multiple is the smallest multiple that two numbers share. Sometimes this can be really confusing to people. They're like, wait a minute, multiple? What's that? It's okay, don't worry. All that the multiple is it's the answer that you get when you multiply a certain number times any of the whole numbers. So for example, the multiples of 2 are the answers to 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, and so on. The multiples of 2, therefore, are going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and so on. The multiples of 3 are the answers to 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, and so on. So a list of the multiples of 3 might look like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and so on. Now, some of you might remember skip counting or think about skip counting. This is just the same thing as skip counting, so that can be kind of an easy way or a shortcut for you to remember what the multiples are. They're your skip counting numbers for that particular number. The least common multiple of 2 and 3 would be the smallest number that is in both of these lists, in both of your skip counting lists. So if we look at both lists, well, multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12. Both of these share a 6 in common, so the least common multiple of 2 and 3 would be 6. Now for our problem, we have the fraction 1/4 plus the fraction 1/2 equals what? Well, for this problem, we have a denominator of 4 and we have a denominator of 2. So what we have to do is find the least common multiple, or LCM, for 4 and 2. So let's make our skip counting list. Multiples of 4. Think, what are the answers to 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, and so on? Well, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and so on. Our multiples of 2 are going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. The smallest number that is on both of these skip counting lists is 4. Therefore, our least common multiple is 4. Once we have our least common multiple, we know that that number is going to be the denominator of our answer. So we can go ahead and fill that in as the denominator of our answer. At this point, we're going to take the numerator and the denominator and multiply it by the same number that we would multiply to get that least common multiple. So in other words, the least common multiple for 2 and 4 equals 4. So when we're looking at 1/2, what times 2 gets us to 4? Because remember, we're looking at our denominators. We have to think, that denominator says 2. So I'm going to take 2 and multiply it by what to get a denominator of 4? Well, 2 times 2 equals 4. So once we know that we have to multiply our numerator by 2 because we multiplied our denominator by 2. What this does is it makes an equivalent fraction that we can then use to solve our problem. So we take the fraction 1/2 We multiply the top and the bottom by 2, and we get the fraction 2 over 4. So now that we have that fraction, we'll keep that in mind, and we're going to find out if we need to do anything for 1/4. Well, we don't really, but I walked it through anyway. For 1 over 4, what times 4 equals 4? Well, it's just 1, right? So we multiply both the numerator and the denominator, or the top and the bottom, by 1. 1/4 times 1 over 1 equals 1/4. So now what we're going to do is we have our 2/4 that we got from our 1/2. We have our 1/4 that we just got here, and we're going to add together our 2/4 plus our 1/4 because those are equivalent fractions. 1/2 plus 1/4 equals the same thing as 2/4 plus 1/4. 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. So the answer to 1/2 plus 1/4 is 3/4.